Hi, my name is Adam. I am a member of the Saber Authority. I'm 44 years old today. um, I joined Saber Authority sometime in May or March last year, May last year, if I'm not mistaken, May last year. And I've been a member of Saber Authority ever since. I first found out about Saber Authority on Facebook because, firstly, number one, I'm a die-hard Star Wars fan. So these things are way cool to me. Over here in Saber Authority, what we do is that we don't just play at Star Wars. We don't just swing around the lightsabers for fun. We actually teach you a disciplined form of martial arts based on the Filipino Kali martial arts. But instead of using Kali sticks, we use cool lightsabers instead. And one thing about the Saber Authority is that everybody here is out to be your friend. There's nobody here who's going to put you down. There's nobody who's going to say you're no good or whatever it is. Everybody is here to help you improve, from the coaches right down to the most beginner level. Okay, so as a beginner, if you do want to join us, most important thing, number one thing you need to do, turn up. Number two, wear comfortable shoes, wear comfortable attire. That's all you need to worry about. Everything else we provide for you. We provide the gloves, we provide the sabers also for you. We have training sabers and we have training gloves for you we provide for you. And come here with an open mind, and don't come here thinking that you're just going to be Star Wars using the Force and whatever kind of stuff, because it's a disciplined form of martial arts. You will get physically tired. Trust me, you will sweat. Most memorable moments I had in TSA was during the tournament. I was in a team of 3. Didn't expect to win, came in champions. So it was with a lot of support from everybody, my teammates as well as everybody else in training. That's how we managed to make it to the tournament as champions. So if you do decide to come and join us, don't hesitate. Sundays we are here, 6:15 to 8. Right. Gate 2. That's where we are at. Because even if you are a coach, they still come and join in as a trainee. That's the good thing about it. So there's no thing, oh, I'm a coach, so I don't join you, I sit and wait. No, everybody is like equal. So it's like the best part about this thing is that there's no, even though there's rank structure like coach, whatever it is, kind of stuff, and we do give the due respect to the coach, whatever it is, but everybody's a friend. Everybody's friendly. Nobody believes that I'm higher than you, I'm better than you, or I'm a coach, so you below me, I don't talk to you, that kind of thing. No, nobody does that. Don't have. And don't be afraid, it's very, very, very safe. Don't be afraid of getting hurt because nobody gets injured. Seriously, yeah. Okay? Minor bits and pains, whatever, yes, but nobody gets seriously injured. Because number one, the coaches here are very big on safety. Like taekwondo, like karate, there's actual steps that you take. It's exactly the same as what we do here. Nothing here is fancy, nothing here is choreographed. For example, like, okay, you take strike 1, you must take strike 2. No choreography is involved. Even when we're doing our duelings, there's no choreography. Being part of Saber Authority is like being part of a family. You don't just come here to learn how to be better at yourself. You don't just learn some physical activities, but you also make friends. And yeah, the people here, the bunch of people that I see behind me are my family, are my extended family. So we have a lot of fun together on training and even before training as well. We are friends, family, we have a lot of fun. It's not just basically physical, it's also a lot of mental exercises that we have to do, because when you are dueling with one-on-one, you need to figure out what your opponent's going to do, counter his strikes and things like that.
Hi there, my name is Sam. I'm a university student and I work here at the Fragment Room. Now, what is my hobby? My hobby is what I like to call creation through destruction. In layman's term, I like smashing things. Smashing things with hammers, crowbars, bats, anything you can think of. What is my hobby about? Well, a lot of people can say that, it's just mindlessly breaking a bunch of things, but I believe that it's expression through a very different form. It's expression, it's art in itself, just the way you choose how to smash a certain bottle or like a piece of glass, a plate. Basically, I was growing up in Beijing. And when you grow up in Beijing, you're faced with a constant feeling that there is an overlying system around you that you cannot do anything about. Leads to a lot of pent-up rage. So my friends and I just would go to junkyards and just, pick up things from the ground, smash it with a baseball bat that we found. And this eventually developed into a hobby. It developed into skills. It developed into, being better at smashing things. Everyone has a different thing that they bring to the table. Everyone smashes a bottle differently. Everyone has a different thought process, and everyone has a different style, I would say. Some people like to lob in the air. Some people like to have a more grounded, more technical approach. And some people just like to have fun, which is really the most important thing about it. Just having fun with what you're doing and understanding that it's a break from the normal society and the things we normally consider taboo, like aggression, rage, violence. Instead of taking all that into society with you as a negative externality, you could, put yourself in a safe room in some safe gear and just let it out. Better to break a bottle than your coworker's face. Try to find a rage room like this. Try out the hobby. Check it out for yourself. Who knows? You might really like smashing things, just like I do. And definitely the other piece of advice would be to follow through on your swing. Always follow through on your swing. I've seen some proper bottle acrobatics. Like I've seen a couple. They would stack 3 bottles up, and the guy will hit the bottom one. It will fly in the air. The girl will hit the middle one, and then the guy will hit the last one. And they just stood and looked at each other like that was the most amazing bonding experience I've ever had. I've also seen a 6'2" Aussie guy pick up a widescreen TV and throw it at the wall and crack the whole wall in. And the great thing is, the guy wasn't even angry. It was just how he was expressing himself. Other than that, some people are a bit more, cagey about it because they're not sold on the whole experience. But most of the time, towards the end, they really get into the groove. They really start smashing things with passion. And they definitely come out happier. Less defended, less guarded, more willing to talk about what's up and all that. Is that you get to see people go from I'm not too sure about this to I love this and I'm bringing all my friends back. Because, they've released all that stress, they've released all that anger pent up from the current life they live outside. When you come in here and want them to feel like, all the stresses you had outside, you're just going to release it here and we're going to be friendly to you, don't know where you're on your side. You have a nice safe space to just let out all your anger. And you can really see that happening, which I think is the most rewarding part of this whole thing. All around the world this is starting up actually. There's one that started up in Indonesia recently in Denpasar. There's one in Australia that's been there for a while, the break room. And so it's really picking up as a concept all around the world, which I really like. So, hopefully there will come a time where like every city will have a break room where you can just go there, smash some stuff and get all the rage out of you. Don't bring it back into society with you, Final takeaway is I hope you guys can come to experience something that I've experienced in terms of how fun it is to break things and understand that it's a subversion of the current idea that violence in society is bad. It is bad if done to other people, but within a contained outlet such as this rage room, you can definitely release all of that pent up stress and really just have a better quality of life, if you ask me.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel. I'm the co-founder of SG Food Rescue. What I do is that I rescue food from businesses that no longer want the food and we bring it to people who can use the food. Actually, I started this journey by taking food from my neighbors. My neighbors had too much cooked food or too much processed food, for example, which has expired. They no longer wanted to eat it, so they would throw it away even though it's edible. I would go up to them and tell them that, hey look, you're throwing away this food which can be eaten, how about you give it to me instead? But I became curious. I became curious to know how does food come to my table. So I learned that most of our food is imported in Singapore, and I was curious to know at the retailer level, at the wholesale level, how much food gets thrown away. So I started to explore the backs of shops, supermarkets, other food businesses like grocers. And I was astounded to see that they threw away so much food every day, so much good quality food. I decided to collect it and bring it home. After a while, I met some of the business owners, and they said to me that, hey look, instead of taking this food from the bin, why not you just come to my shop, I'll give you the food because I'm going to throw it away anyway. And then we realized that we had so much so much food that we collected that our community could not finish eating it. So we decided, hey, there's more than enough for us here, let's share it with the needy, let's share it with soup kitchens, let's share it with charity organizations. There was a very negative perception because there was this idea that food you take from the bins is unclean, it's dirty. Well, that's true in a sense, but food that you buy from the supermarket is not exactly clean either. You still have to wash it. Your vegetables, for example, a lot of them are covered with pesticides. And what do you think that the farms use for fertilizer? Over time, people got a better understanding and more people started to join in. More people started to realize that the quality of food that they find in bins are they're very good and perfectly edible. We receive a lot more positivity. People are okay collecting the food from the shopkeepers rather than from the bins. So once we started collecting food from shopkeepers, a lot more people said, hey, I want to be involved. I think this is a good cause. Let me get involved. I volunteer my time, volunteer my car or whatever else. And we collect the food and we bring it to charity. Start at the basics. Go to the bin and see for yourself how much is being thrown away. We can go to the back of supermarket, go to the back of grocers. Start like how I did. You don't have to take anything. You can just look at it. Wear some gloves, go through the bin and just have a look. That will show you how much food waste takes place in Singapore. I'm afraid of actually taking it one step higher. Already we rescue about 0.01% of the food that's wasted in Singapore and can be salvaged. To take it to a whole new level, to increase it to 0.1% or 1% or even 10%, but that sounds like a lot of work. And I do this really for fun. If I were to formalize this, register a charity, there would be a lot of admin, a lot of accounting to do, a lot more. It becomes serious, it becomes work, it becomes no longer fun. I could, of course, I could afford food, no problem. But when you see how much perfectly edible food gets thrown away, you start to wonder, why do I want to buy food when I can get it for free? And it's come to a point where I've been so appalled by how much really good food gets thrown away that my life is now, I don't buy food, I eat food waste because I want to make a point as to how much food gets thrown away in Singapore. I'm hoping for the day that it becomes difficult for me to live off only on food waste, because it will mean that we waste less food. Until that day comes, I still like free food.